Yup. What's good, everybody? What it is and what it ain't. If you don't like what I gotta say, join in the debate. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing today? Welcome to another segment of Ray's Podcast. Another segment of Ray's Podcast. Appreciate you guys tuning in and coming to watch this video. Before we do anything, click down below, man. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And if you have anything that you want to talk about, anything that you don't like what I'm saying, always hit me up on Instagram at Ray's Podcast. You can make comments in the post. And if you want to come on here, anytime you want to come, just let me know. But we about to jump right into it today and talking about the first topic. So let's get it going. First things first that I want to speak on. Who will win the scoring title this year? Who will win the scoring title? You know, it's out of Bradley Beal and it's out of Stephen Curry. Bradley Beal is currently leading ahead of him by 0.2. Beal is averaging 31.4. Stephen Curry is averaging 31.2. You know, you got both guys who are great to their teams, both guys who are very special to their teams, and both teams are trying to make it to the playoffs. Stephen Curry obviously shoots more threes than Bradley Beal. So, I mean, if you're going to have to make a pick, some people might say Stephen Curry, but honestly, I'm going to say Brad. I'm going to go on the line and I'm going to say Bradley Beal. I'm going to say Bradley Beal is going to win the scoring title this year. The Wizards need him to score. Russ is looking to be a facilitator for them. And that man, Bradley Beal, got to go off. And the Wizards is doing good. They were on a 9-game winning streak until they lost the other day to the Spurs when it was a great game between them and DeMar DeRozan. Tried to hit the game-winning shot over Russell Westbrook. Couldn't get the shot, and they both were laughing about it, but turned out to be pretty good, honestly. But who will win the scoring title? I'm going to say Bradley Beal. He's leading right now up by 0.2. Wizards need him to score. He has to be the guy. They got tough schedule ahead for them. What's good, Zay? I see you said Curry. I ain't mad at you for saying Curry. I was just saying that earlier that anyone would pick Stephen Curry because Curry shoots more threes than Bradley Beal. But I feel like in the East, where it's really crucial and going into these next couple of games in there, I feel like and Bradley Beal is the number one option there, and Steph Curry is the number one option too. But I think Bradley Beal gonna hold on to it. But I wouldn't be mad if Stephen Curry come out on top and win the scoring title. Cause I know if he win the scoring title, then it's gonna be a big thing. And why is he's not MVP? But we're not getting into that on this segment. That Curry's not gonna win MVP. But moving on to the next topic I want to speak about. What is going on with the Portland Trailblazers? Now, the Portland Trailblazers are not in the top 6 anymore. They're now 7th. Dallas Mavericks have finally passed them. Luka is doing his thing. They demolished the Wizards. I mean, not the Wizards. They demolished the Warriors yesterday. Messed up my ticket. Messed up a couple people's ticket too. Draymond didn't even get 8 assists, and he's been having a ball by doing that. But what is going on with Portland? Dame, he's got injured. He hasn't come back as the same guy. Normally, we are known for seeing Dame to get 30 to 35 every night, maybe a couple 40 balls here and there. But he's 25 for Dame. That's pretty good in the NBA. Don't get me wrong. Scoring 25 every single night, that's pretty good. But that ain't Dame, though. We all know how Dame Dollar get down. We know how he do it. And I don't know. Portland was on a 5-game winning streak, and they lost 2 games to the Memphis Grizzlies last week. And I'm going to speak about Ja Morant in this segment, too, because Ja Morant is stepping up this year. He's taking his game to another level, so shout out to Ja. But Portland, they were able to break their 5-game losing streak. They ended up beating the Pacers. Of course, Sabonis wasn't there, and Miles Turner wasn't there. So they were able to get that win, and obviously to get their confidence back now. Simons, he went crazy. He did his thing. He hit 7 to 8 threes. So if they can get that production off the bench from him consistently, then that will be good going into the playoffs, because tonight the Portland Trailblazers have a crucial game again. Now, they lost last week to the Grizzlies 2 times. They play the Grizzlies again tonight. Now, there's vendetta right now. I don't know if you guys remember last year in the bubble. The reason why I feel like this is the matchup that we're going to get in the playing game for the 7th and 8th is because that's what we got last year in the bubble when CJ McCollum was going crazy in the bubble and going snapping on John Morant, and he hit that tough bucket, and the camera focusing on him. He's like, he can't fucking guard me. So like, this is beef right now, and John Morant didn't forget that. He didn't forget that. So tonight, Portland, you were able to beat the Pacers without their two big men, and I don't even think Gogo Bataze even played either. So you got a way about doing that to get your confidence to keep you around in the 6 or 7. But tonight, Portland, Dame Dollar, you got to show up. You have to show up. You got to do what you got to do because, I mean, earlier in the season, we were on the podcast talking about would Dame be for all NBA All First Team. And the way how he's performing right now, of course, I know that the injury happened and he's not playing it the same way. But they keep doing this in the West, they're gonna fall out. They can. I don't think they will, but they can if they continue to keep going on these losing streaks. They can't afford to go on another 5-game or 3-game losing streak right now. You can't do that in the West. You can't do that right now in the West. So what I'm talking about now with Portland, what's going on with them, I'm gonna say for my take, I think it's because Dame is injured, but that's really no excuse. They still have other pieces there. CJ's still there. Shout out to Melo doing his thing. Tonight is a big game for Portland. And last week on Wednesday, I told you guys to take Memphis when Memphis over the Clippers, and the Clippers beat them. So tonight, I'm gonna say it like this: you lost 2 games last week to Portland lost 2 games last week to Memphis. Crucial game today. You beat the Pacers. Really wasn't nobody there. Tonight's the night. Portland has to win. They have to win because if not, then I think Memphis will get that 6th seed, and now Portland will go down to that 7th seed. And you do not want to be going downward right now towards the playoffs right now. It's money time. So you got to show up and do what you have to do. And Dame Dollar, I hope you figure it out. I hope you snap out of it. I hope you do what you got to do. But because that's what everybody was saying all along about Portland, when they get healthy. Well, Nurkic is here. Now, Zach Collins is not here. Okay, so if you want to say that he's not here, but they're healthy now. They got all these players. They got all these bench players. They traded away Gary Trent. They got Norman Powell from the Raptors. They made some move, which I think was a great move. Some people disagree on that. I think they should have kept Gary Trent. But Norman Powell, he's pretty tough, and he's young. Got to do what he got to do. Portland, I don't know what's going on with you, but the way that Dame is playing right now, he's not going to be first team. Luka's going to get in there, and I'm speaking on that because if you've been watching my segments, that's what we've been going on and arguing about the whole year with Dame get it over Luka and all that stuff like that. So that's why I'm speaking on that. Next topic I want to speak on, can the Pelicans get in the top 10? Currently, they're 4 games out right now. And, the Pelicans, they have potential. They do. They have a all right solid team. They're young and they're in the West right now. The West is the Wild Wild West. They're currently 4 games behind Golden State. They're 27-34. Golden State is 31-31. The only way I can see the Pelicans getting in is if the Spurs go on a losing streak. That is the only way. Because the Pelicans have a big game tonight against the Nuggets, which is going to be tough. Michael Porter Jr., I'm going to get talking about him too later on down in this segment. But that's a tough game tonight against the Nuggets. I know they got to play Dallas. They got to play the Warriors 2 times, which is going to be like a back-to-back. You will possibly want to split or probably want to sweep the Warriors if you want to, get anywhere closer to that 10th seed. Just speaking hypothetically, if the Warriors are still in the 10th seed, but gotta play. They got a crucial schedule coming along, and today's the day. They play the Thunder next. That's going to be a dub for them. They're going to beat the Thunder. But I feel like right now, if you want to make a solid push, you need to get an upset right now and beat the Nuggets. Now, the spread is 4. I'm not telling you to take on that game, but I feel like Brandon Ingram, he's already had 30 against them in the beginning of the year. Then he also turned around and had 13 on them. Zion had 39 at one point. Zion had 30 again. So Zion's going to do what he have to do. So it's a crucial game tonight for the Pelicans if they want to get in the top 10. And for my take, I'm going to say that the Pelicans are going to miss the playoffs this year. Very tough. don't know what they're going to do with Lonzo next year. They were trying to trade him to the Knicks or trying to trade him to the Clippers. I don't feel like he's going to be with them next year. They're trying to move with their younger core, with their other guys. So it's pretty tough right there. And they traded JJ Redick, who was on that team, and they thought they were going to do something. I don't think the Pelicans are going to make the playoffs, and it's okay because it's what Zion's second season in the league. Brandon Ingram, what is like his fourth or fifth. It's all right, but next year they have to do something. Zion third year, that's money time. It's money time. You got to do something. So the Pelicans, I don't think they'll get in the top 10, but the only way they can get in the top 10 is if the Spurs go on a losing streak, because Derek White is not returning for the rest of the season for them unless Keldon Johnson continues to step up and play big. Now, earlier I was telling you that the Pelicans are playing against the Nuggets, and I told you I was going to get in and talking about Michael Porter Jr. God damn it, Michael Porter Jr. is the real deal. And I had to put it like that. He's the real deal. I know people like, don't use the real deal because that's only Bradley Beal, real deal, Bradley Beal. But Michael Porter Jr. is the truth. Honestly, if he would have never been injured at Mizzou going into the draft, he possibly could have been a number one pick. Don't know which team he could have possibly went to, but the Nuggets got a steal by getting him because everybody, I don't know what was going through people's minds. Same thing with Bobo, but the Nuggets don't play Bobo. But Michael Porter Jr. is the real deal. In this past couple, since Jamal Murray has been out, he's been taking that leap. 31 points last game. He went 3 for 6 from the 3, 39 points the game before that, 8 for 12, 26 points, 7 for 14 from the 3. He had 17 one game when they beat Portland, which was kind of an iffy game, but 21, 21, 25, 24, and he's hitting about like 5 threes every other night or stuff like that. Michael Porter Jr. is the real deal, and I'm not going to say he is Kevin Durant or he's, but the way his style of play and how tall he is and athletics, Michael Porter Jr. is that guy, and I feel like it just depends on who the Nuggets have to play in the playoffs, because if they meet up and they have to play the Lakers in the first round, that's going to be pretty tough for the Nuggets. But I feel like if they get it another matchup, if they play against Dallas, I think they'll lose against Dallas too. But if they ended up could possibly playing, actually, it's tough because they're going to win. Now that I think about it, they're going to be winning. They're going to be up in the third or fourth or fifth seed. So, the Clippers got the third seed right now. Suns got the second. They fourth. Brown and them 5. It just depends on who they have to play. If I'm looking at it right now, Denver's third. Denver is fourth. So they will have to play 1 plays 8, 2 plays 7, 3 plays 6. They'll be playing the Lakers today if the season ended, and that's going to be tough, and they're not going to make the playoff. They're not going to get past the first round. But if they can somehow play against, I don't know, Portland or something, if they can squeeze up and catch and get that third seed from the Clippers and play somebody like Portland or Memphis or whoever gets in that 7th or 8th seed, whatever, right there, or the 6th seed, they can do something. But if they play Dallas or the Lakers, very tough. Even if Jamal Murray was going to be here this year, I didn't think that they were going to. I don't think that they're a better team than Dallas or the Lakers. But of course, not the Lakers. But I'm speaking on Dallas because that's the team who they're possibly going to be playing if they get the third seed. I still got Dallas, whether Jamal Murray and Will Barton was healthy. And I've been on Dallas all year. I like their team. I like Luka. You see how he's taking it up to be the star. Some people don't even like some people hate Luka. Like, they feel like he's too much on ESPN so much. Now, let me tell you something, man. Luka Doncic is the real deal. Like, he is going to be the future. Possibly when Bron he's going to be, I'm not going to say he's going to be the best player when Bron leaves, but I really believe when Bron go and like KD go and Harden and all them go, I feel like Luka is going to be top 2, 1 or 2 in the league. If he get hurt, then he get hurt. But Luka is that type of guy. He's really young. He's that type of player. And I believe in Dallas, and I still believe in Dallas right now. I've been on Dallas all year, so I got to ride with it. And I really believe it, though. I feel like they got a good team around them when they healthy. They got size. They got Finney Smith, Josh Richardson. They got Tim Hardaway Jr., and then you got Luka as the main guy. Dallas is a solid team. So basically why I got on the Dallas is basically to say that If Jamal Murray was here and they had to play against Dallas, I was going to be taking Dallas to beat them. Call me crazy, but hey, that's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about Dallas. I think they're really like that. Now this past weekend, the Hornets, the Hornets caught fire against Boston. Now, Kemba Walker returned, back to the Hornets. My man's yesterday, Rob, shout out to Rob. He made a point out to me. He said that was the Hornets' last ESPN game. So he felt like the Hornets went crazy like that because that was their last ESPN game. Miles Bridges is on the tear right now. He's stepping up and he's actually leaping. And honestly, the Hornets, they might have to come up off that bread soon for Miles Bridges. For real, I'm talking about maybe 130 mil, 100 and something like that. Yeah, I know they just paid. I know they just paid Gordon Hayward. I know they got to figure out how they're going to pay Devontae. I know LaMelo is one of their guys that they're going to be throwing a crazy deal at him when his contract is up. But Miles Bridges, you do not want to lose somebody like Miles Bridges. When he was at Michigan, Bridges wasn't that really of a great three-point shooter that he is now in the league. He's developed on his game. He's always been athletic, and now he's shooting the ball at a pretty good percentage, honestly. So shout out to Miles Bridges for working on your game like that. And the Hornets eventually gonna have to come up on that bread. And you know who he with. He with Clutch Sports. So Rich Paul gonna figure out how to get that money to him because he deserves it. It ain't like they just throwing it to him for no reason. Shout out to my man DT. DT had a double against Boston this weekend. Know it's probably good for him to go up against Kemba. He was on there before when we chopped it up. He was talking about how much Kemba was such of a great mentor to him and Marvin Williams, but Marvin Williams is no longer on the team. Terry Rozier did his thing, and PJ Washington is shooting threes. PJ Washington is shooting threes, y'all. He had 4 threes too. So Hornets caught fire against them. Right before I got on the podcast, I saw Boston was playing them, and Jaylen Brown today, right now. I don't know what the score is because I haven't checked it, but they were up 20, and Jaylen Brown had 20 in the first quarter. So I know Boston need that revenge game because honestly, I didn't think the Hornets were going to beat the Celtics this past weekend. But shout out to the Hornets. LaMelo is supposed to be coming back possibly in a week. Him and Malik Monk. So they're going to be healthy. I don't know what's the situation with Gordon Hayward, but if they get everybody back at the right time and they healthy, I think the Hornets can. Just depends on who they have to play. Just depends on who they have to play. But I think they can fight with somebody. They need to stay. While I'm talking about it, let me see what the seeding is. They are currently an 8th seed right now. They're in the 8th seed, so they fell down a lot. They're 2 games behind Miami and 2 games behind Boston. So they need to figure out what they're going to do. 8th seed is not where you want to be right now for anyone in the East because you're going to have to play Brooklyn or Philly. And you really don't want to even be a 6th seed if I'm speaking on for the Hornets because then you have to play Milwaukee. Yeah, it's tough. It was a time when the Hornets was up in the 4 and 5. I think the Knicks and Atlanta, they sitting tight pretty right now because that's a solid matchup for both teams. Like any organization can win that game. You got Julius Randle, they can possibly beat the Hawks, and then you have Trae Young when he comes back healthy. So that fourth and fifth seed in the East right now, whoever I think Atlanta and the Knicks, they're happy where they at right now. But Hornets is not really looking good for them, and a team that everybody need to worry about on the East, like in the lower level of getting in, is the Wizards. I feel like the Wizards are the scariest team right now in the playing game. And, of course, Miami. But, I'm expecting Miami to move up. But then again, I don't know. Atlanta is doing so crazy because I bet against Atlanta 2 times last week and they messed up my ticket. I couldn't believe that they beat the Miami Heat without Clint Capella or Trae Young. That was just crazy to me. I couldn't believe that, but it happened. And the coach is doing a great job over there. They got Lou Will over there. He left, the Clippers. He was thinking about retiring. He's over there doing what he's got to do. You got Bogdanovich over there hooping. John Collins doing his thing. Clint Capella is going nuts. Banana. I love Clint Capella's story from the G League and now to, $100 million player in the NBA. That's work right there. And he's deserving it too. I mean, he everything that he got coming to him, he's earned it. He's averaging what, 14, 15 rebounds a game. So Atlanta's a solid, cool team, but Hornets caught fire against Boston. That was a game that they needed to win, but you're gonna have to possibly play against the Wizards. Now, if they play Miami, if right now if the season ended and they had to play Miami, I'm taking Miami to beat them. So that means they'll be in the eighth seed and they'll possibly have to play the winner out of the Pacers and the Wizards. That's the two teams they have to play. Since there's no Miles Turner and you don't know what's going on with Sabonis, I'm gonna say that the Wizards are gonna win, and then the Wizards versus the Hornets. That's tough. That's tough. Even with LaMelo and all of them there, that's tough. I ain't gonna say who I got or who I think will win because it really is tough to me. I don't know. I don't know who will win that game. I don't. Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook. Of course, you got experience for them and an MVP and a scoring title champ before, but then you got LaMelo coming back, and then Devontae playing great, and the way Miles Bridges is stepping up right now, doing this thing. So I just can't wait to this playoffs coming. I'm still not a fan of the playing game, but it is what it is. You got to adjust to new things in the world. So, of course, I'm going to watch it. I feel like we're all going to be excited about it, but hope they go back to the normal format because, I don't know, I just feel like you're trying to do more games now just to get more money. And I get it. But not a fan of the playing game, but I will for sure be watching the damn playing game. And if the Hornets do so happen to play the Wizards, that's going to be tough because the Wizards are a scary, scary, scary team right now. And Russell Westbrook is proving all the critics wrong. Man's averaging a triple-double. Everybody always be saying he's stat padding and stuff like that. If that's the case, then why don't everybody do it? Why aren't there multiple players in our generation who are averaging triple-doubles? They're not. And I watched Russ' press conference the other day. Sometimes I don't really like to watch it because I feel like people are asking them not people aren't really asking him great questions, but they're just trying to get a reaction out of him. And I decided to take the time to watch it before. And he said, I don't remember the quote unquote sentence, but something down the line, he said, people are coming at me that I'm getting triple doubles. I'm making this shit look easy. But when Oscar Robertson and Matt Johnson was doing it, like it wasn't nothing. But since he making it look easy now, it's he's stat padding and stuff like that. But they weren't saying that about them. So I saw a new generation, all new media, and all the hate. Respect the Russ, man. He's averaging another triple double, and the Wizards are in the playing game, and they possibly can get in the top 8 before it's all done. Boston Celtics continue to be inconsistent. Like I just said, that the Hornets caught fire on them, and yeah, you good. Celtics, they're inconsistent. They lost to the Hornets. They lost to OKC. Now I get it. Tatum and Kemba Walker didn't play, and I like Darius Baisley, and I call him Poe. I don't know how to say his whole name yet. I'm still working on it. 7 foot skinny. Guys, if you ever get the chance to watch any of OKC games, which you probably not on TV, you can watch NBA games on. Type in Google, you type in NBA live stream, and you'll be able to watch all NBA games right now at any moment. Of course, it'll be like a 35-second or 40-second delay, but you'll be able to watch the games. But OKC has some great talent down there. With Darius Baisley, Dort, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So OKC is pretty good. But even though I like that they have a lot of talent and they're a pretty good team, I still couldn't believe that they defeated the Boston Celtics with Jaylen Brown was there. Brown did his thing. Peyton Pritchard, shout out to Peyton Pritchard for signing that contract to Nike. He did his thing too. Evan Fournier, that's the thing right now. People were so hype, and all Boston fans, they got Fournier. That's a good pickup. That's a good piece. And as of right now, it's not looking like it's working out for Fournier there. He's talking about he needs more reps. He needs this. He needs that. Fournier, he's a bucket. I like Fournier when he was playing back with the Nuggets a long, long time ago with Ty Lawson and all of them. And what's Kenneth Faried? Shout out to Kenneth Faried jersey. And he played with the Magic. Fournier is, I don't know. I guess it's the system. He's not rocking with it. Celtics are inconsistent, and the same thing, just like I said about Portland, you need to figure it out. You need to find your identity because it's playoff time, and you can't keep going up and down when it's time to play in the playoffs because you know when it's real, it's real. And I don't know if the Celtics are going to get past the first round, depending on who they have to play. It's going to be tough, but I like what Kemba is doing, so I'm going to say that. I always said that if the Celtics want to get over the top, then Kemba has to play like Charlotte Hornet Kemba. So I'm gonna say that right now. Kemba has been playing like that. He's doing his thing, but as a team, they need to be consistent. And next season, go get a damn big man. Like there's too many years that the Celtics don't have a true big man. Like I understand that they got the project with Robert Williams, and I like Robert Williams, even though he did my UNC boys dirty when he played with Texas A&M. It's a while back and go with the windmill. That's how he got into the league. Shout out to Robert Williams though, but they need to go get a true big man. So Celtics continue to be inconsistent. It's not what they want to do. Well, I feel like they're going downward right now. They need to find their identity. So that's what it is in the Celtics. I'm not going to stay too much on the Celtics because I always talk about that. And I already know they're not going to get to the finals and they need to fire Brad Stevens. Been saying that all year. Ja Morant. So the game, what time is it? Yeah, the game about to start right now. That Portland game versus Memphis. Now I told you that Memphis defeated Portland 2 times last week, and a tough game right now. Portland is what, third in the league, fourth in the league. Give up the most points to point guard. So I'm expecting Ja Morant to get another 20 points, 20 plus. It don't matter, but I'm expecting him to get 20 tonight. Don't know if they win, but Ja Morant's taking it on another level. And Ja Morant last 5 games, he's averaging 29.2 points per game, 7.6 assists, 6.6 rebounds. He's shooting 59% from the field. And yes, he's shooting 45% from the three. So Ja Morant's taking it on to another level. And I never said this on my podcast, but actually I might have said it before down the line a long time ago. But if I didn't, I'm gonna say it now, just because both of them are playing great right now. I feel like Ja Morant will have a better NBA career than Zion Williamson. I feel like he's a more complete player than Zion. Now, I understand how dominant Zion is going to be in this league. When I was talking about Luka earlier, talking about top 2, I feel like Zion possibly be in that category too. But I don't know. I just feel like Ja Morant's getting better and better. And, I just told you guys earlier, he's shooting 45% from the 3. Once that come together and be consistent, it's bad. It is bad. And Memphis is a pretty good team. Memphis is nice. Memphis straight, long as Jaren Jackson can continue to stay healthy. But they got bigs. They got a solid team over there. Everybody plays their role. They play great defense. Ja Morant is being a leader right now, and I can't wait. I want the 7th I want Portland versus Memphis. Again, I want it again because CJ McCollum was talking that talk last year, talking about he can't guard me and all that stuff. Ja Morant ain't forget that. You ain't going to forget that as a hooper. And that's why Ja Morant is playing how he's playing right now, because it's money time. He's been to the playoffs already. You know what it takes. Ja Morant's taking his game to another level. And yes, I said it before, and I'll repeat it, and I'll go on my next take, but I'll end it off by telling you like this. I feel like Ja Morant would be a better all-around NBA basketball player and have a better career than Zion Williamson. But that doesn't mean that Zion is not going to be great, and that does not mean that Zion don't have a chance to be a Hall of Famer, because what he's doing right now is outrageous. But that's just how I feel about Ja Morant and Zion Williamson. I'm not trying to separate them, though. I'm just giving my take on that. Now, we're winding down to the last part of the podcast today, and I'm going to do a tradition from here on out, starting today. Something I've been thinking about. This is called Ray's Take. So today, Ray's Take will be on Giannis. It'll be on Giannis. Now, Giannis had a chance to leave the Bucks. There was rumors before this season started that he could have went to the Lakers, or he could have went to Miami after he lost to Miami, or he could have went to the Warriors. And Didn't know which team he was leaning towards. His brother plays for the Lakers. So they were saying the Lakers were trying to get him there. Him and Steph, cool. Miami doing their thing. He stayed. So he stayed. Giannis stayed with Milwaukee, and they ended up signing Drew Holiday. Now, I do feel like Drew Holiday is a big piece for them. Um, Middleton does have to be consistent when it's money time, when it's playoff time. But Giannis stayed. He's there. And honestly, the Bucks mentality, and they picked up PJ Tucker. Their mentality is they're going to the finals this year. You got Charles Barkley feeling like they're a good team. That's his prediction that they're getting to the finals. You got Shaq that's behind Giannis. I feel like Giannis can do it, and he's that type of player, and he can do that. My take on Giannis is that I feel like if they don't win a championship this year, of course he's going to have to stay because he signed that contract. But I think mentally, he might be regretting the fact that he should have left because we didn't expect Brooklyn to get James Harden. The way how Philly is playing right now is great. Last year I thought Philly was going to go to the finals, but Ben Simmons got hurt. Ben Simmons doing his thing, and Ben Simmons is now, if I'm not mistaken, Ben Simmons is number one in Defensive Player of the Year. And then it's Rudy Gobert, and then it's Bam. So shout out to Ben. Rudy Gobert, after those two losses against Minnesota, they kind of put him down to number 2 in the rankings. But they have to do something right now. Bucks are thinking championship or bust. I mean, that's what I would think on the outside. Now, that's not a fact, but you stayed here, you got another piece, and it's going to be a challenge for Giannis. It is going to be a challenge. Anytime winning a championship or, trying to be the best is going to be a challenge, or in life is going to be a challenge. But I feel like because I don't think the Bucks are going to get to the finals. If it's not Brooklyn, I feel like it's going to be the Sixers. I don't think the Bucks are going to get to the finals. I don't think they can. Now, can they prove me wrong? They can, and they got a guy like Drew Holiday, who's going to be that second guy, and Middleton. If Middleton can average 20 for them, it can happen. It can happen. But personally, I don't think they're better than the Sixers, and I don't think they're better than Brooklyn. Now, if they don't have to play those two teams, then they can get to the Eastern Conference Finals. But then now you're running into either maybe Miami or the Knicks or Boston. But I still don't. It depends on who Boston got to play on that. But I feel like if Giannis don't get to the finals this year, I feel like deep down he's going to regret not leaving. And yeah, it's a tough league now. It's teams are stacking up, players is moving all over the place. It's open now, so yeah, that's my take on Giannis. I feel like championship or bust, and he truly believes that they're going to get to the finals, and he's playing that type of way. He also need to perform in the playoffs. Let's not get it twisted, because against Miami they locked him up, and then the year before that against the Raptors when they were up 2-0, and then the Raptors were able to build that wall on them with Nick Nurse, with Kawhi and Pascal and all of them, and then the Raptors won 4 straight games. So he does basically need to prove himself when the bright lights come on. He need to prove himself, because as Kobe said, you ain't got a jumper, it's going to be tough, because in the playoffs, when they force you to shoot a jumper, if you can't hit, it's going to be pretty tough for you. And Giannis going to want the ball, so we'll see what Giannis and the boys can do. I'm not going to forget on this first take, though, that this take right here, my take on Giannis. If Giannis do not win the champion, if Giannis don't get to the finals this year, the Bucks don't get to the finals, I feel like he's going to regret not leaving. Don't know what will happen after that. Can't speak on the future. Can't say he's going to request a trade, because he's staying there for 5 years and he got that good cheese. So we'll see what the Bucks do, though. The Bucks are heading in the right direction, though, and that's where they need to be going at. But that's all for today's segment. I appreciate all you guys tuning in. And then if you're watching this video a couple days after, I appreciate you listening. And if anything you got to say, you already know, comment down below. Join the debate. I'm going to be making a post possibly tomorrow, And people always talk about they want to come on, they want to come on. I'm tired of hearing that, honestly. I'm tired of hearing people want to come on the podcast. And then when I say come join the podcast or I send you the link, you don't want to come. Baseball season is back. I think the Dodgers are going to run it back. But the Padres are a team that you need to watch out for. And you need to watch out for the Mets, too. And another team that I don't think a lot of people are taking them serious are the Chicago White Sox. Chicago White Sox pretty tough. Tim Anderson, great pitching with Rondon and Gulito. Chicago is pretty tough. But MLB is back. I'll get on my MLB talk. Tonight's game, the Clippers and the Suns. I'm gonna leave you guys off with this because last week I left you off with taking. I told you guys to take Memphis over the Clippers. The Clippers defeated them. I'm gonna say tonight to Mikal Bridges to make 2 threes, and that's minus 106, and Chris Paul to make over 1 3, which is plus money right now. And I'll leave you guys with just that right there. So that's my 2 things. That's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to be making a bet on that really soon. Got to check to see if Darius Garland made 2 threes. I just saw that he finished the game with 25. But if he didn't finish the game with 2 threes, I'm really pissed off because they're going to mess up my ticket. But that's all for today. Appreciate you joining in. Appreciate you watching. Y'all have a good day. Y'all be safe. And what it is and what it ain't. If you don't like what I got to say, join the debate.